How y'all doing?
Yeah.
Good, good.
What's it like not having BG in the room?
Man, I still talk to him on the phone every day. He one of the guys, when I get up and come into treatment, I just call him. I could say he's on daddy duties right now. So, I'm one of the guys that just be like, man, what's up, B? And just talk to me about some stuff. And I wouldn't say you can't fulfill nobody's shoes. I would never do that. BG's like too great a Philly. And the more I go on in Philly, the more that he does. You just can't do that. And I can just try my best to mimic that, and just bring that juice and bring that energy every day like he does. Oh man, just stay hungry. Just stay hungry and be humble. Stay hungry and be humble and just stay on the grind. And he's looking at it from the point where he's done. And he telling me to enjoy the journey. And that's one thing we said that at Georgia every day, just enjoy the journey. Be where your feet are and don't take anything for granted and don't look forward and don't look behind.
How's the rehab going?
Oh, the rehab's good. Rehab's good. I'm in a great spot. I feel great. I'm still using my arm, still pressing. Hopefully, I'll be striking next week. Everything falling in line, and everything happened for a reason. I'm coming off this. If I wasn't in the Super Bowl, I wouldn't tow my tricep. So I take that as a blessing. Football gods got a funny way of I always beg to go to the Super Bowl and what I do to get there. And obviously I told mine. So.
How did you do
You finished
it?
the season playing so well. You could really see the vision and see what type of player you could be in this league. How much, just motivation did that give you to keep working as the off season came, and even when you're attacking your physical therapy and your rehab, just going forward?
Man, feed the fire and be hungry. Feed the fire and be hungry. And I always say, man, Coach Smart used to say, all right, last year's last year. Turn the page. I know everybody cited for the rings and all of that. I've been turned the page, especially after the parade. I got back to doing what I was doing because I knew I had to rehab and got to be stronger. I said last year, I want to be bulletproof, and that's what I'm going through every year, trying to be bulletproof, build my armor into going into this year.
How do you get hurt? How did it happen? How late?
Oh, it was about the end of the second quarter. Tried to hit my ghost rush, and I came down wrong, and he jumped on top of me. It is what it is. I don't get mad at him for what he did. He playing the game how you supposed to play the game, full tilt, full speed, and that's what I do. I play full tilt, full speed, and sometimes things happen. It's either how you bounce back from it. My mom always told me adversity builds you. It builds your character. You ask God to make you a characterable man, he going to give adversity in your life so you can be that person.
What was the rest of the game like? How did you get through the rest of that game?
Hey, just be a man about it and toughen up and just push. Just push. And as y'all see, man, I couldn't even reach between my leg to grab that fumble. I had to kick it back to Milt. And I never forget that moment just because I'm like, Milt, I'm yelling at him like, no, I can't go. Come on, man, get the ball. And that's just, it put a smile on my face to be an unselfish person. And so most people be mad, no, I just should have jumped on the ball. No, we all in this together. If I'm down bad, I know JC gonna pick me up. And he always gonna keep me going. And that's what we do in the D-line room, the linebacker room.
You talked about adversity shaping you. What perspective do you have on sort of your first year and how that shaped you into what ended up being a Super Bowl season for you?
Man, I say it was just a learning year. And truly, testament to Brandon Graham. And you about to make me cry up here just because BG gave me so much from just the outside world putting so much pressure on me. You're a first-round pick. You need to do this. You need to do that. And BG just told me, be you. And to this point, that's what I got on my mirror and with my goals, be you. Nobody can make you be anything other than yourself. And long as you work and put in that dedication and that effort every day, and that's why I work so hard, just because I just want to be me. And it's not for me. It's for B. It's for B when, he was doubted when he first got here, and so was I. And he just kept pushing me, and he leaned into me. As we say in the South, he just poured in my glass just a little bit more. He just kept pouring in my glass, and he believed in me. And I tell him, I'm not going to stop. My first sack dance, I already got it in my head.
So that's written on the mirror
Couple more.
in your home. Be you.
Be you. Be you and take the seatbelt off. Always.
And what's the next step in your game?
Man, the next step in my game is personally just be that pass rusher. Be that pass rusher and keep rushing, but also ultimately be the ultimate player. I talked to Coach Vic, and he always told me, play the game the right way. And that's what I always tell myself, play the game the right way, because I got to crush the run in order to rush the passer. So when you play the game the right way, don't chase sacks and don't do none of that, be a football player truly, everything else will take care of itself.
As you enter year three,
Last one.
as you enter
Hold
year
up.
three, there's going to be more of a focus on you in this defense. Is that something you embrace?
I mean, that's something I embrace, but also I take a huge honor with that because I don't think Coach Vic knows, but man, he coached some of my favorite guys in the world. And I just know, like, watching Von Miller and his defense made me want to be the person that I am today and just relentless. Like, who is that guy? Like, what does he do during the offseason? Why is he always at the ball? Why is he doing this and doing that? And I say just Coach Fangio, Coach Vic, he watching him and how he molded those guys is nothing for me to listen to him. Like, to be coachable, are you crazy? Like, he coached guys that played surpass in the league, Super Bowl MVPs, and he'll never talk about none of that, but it's just like you feel it. You feel me? Like, does that make sense?
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
How y'all doing today?
So what's it been like so far being on the other side of a rivalry?
It's been fun, being here. I've been knowing Nick for a while since I've been in Tennessee. He was in Indianapolis. Obviously, when he came to here to the Eagles and played against them a bunch more. So being here and being around them, a lot of great guys, not just the players, but from the staff, from upstairs all the way to people that give us, the waters that's walking around. So I think they do a tremendous job with just making you feel welcome. And when you're working, they're on you trying to help you. So it's been a great journey so far here with them.
2 years ago, I guess you had you're choosing between here and the Giants. Why did you choose Giants, and what was that first deal like?
So the reason why I'm wholehearted, honestly, it was because a lot of people that I knew there, either I played with or crossed paths with at USC, or that I knew playing with from different teams. So it was more of a being familiar, knowing them, and it was easy to I guess I won't say get implemented. Obviously, I'm coming from somewhere new, all the way across the, I don't want to say country, but from the South, coming up to the East, and then being familiar with like Leonard Williams, Jabril Peppers, Austin Johnson, obviously Saquon, Darius Slayton, a bunch of other guys. So to have that, and then Dr. Liney and a couple other coaches or players that I have crossed paths with, it made me resonate home there, and that's what made me choose them.
Adoree, what's it been like, playing with Q and also Cooper in the secondary, and have you seen Cooper play safety? What are your thoughts on that?
It's been nice, getting to see them play from just seeing them on film. Obviously being in New York, and I got to, you just study and watch film. I got to see those two guys perform and not knowing them, and then actually getting to know them. Students of the game, hard workers, very humbled, and just good, genuine people. So besides being good football players, knowing them as people first, I think it's been very cool. So, I've been excited and, watching them, competing with them, and then learning from them as well, because they've been here and they're helping me out doing things that, they're used to. So it's cool to be able to still learn, compete, and then just have fun with those guys.
It seems like you're in a competition for a starting job here. How was that communicated to you?
I feel like I'm always in competition regardless if I was starting or if I wasn't starting. It's always a competition. Somebody's always trying to take his spot regardless, even if it wasn't considered like, fighting for a position. The guy that's behind me still trying to take my spot regardless. So if they are doing a good job and I'm not performing, it doesn't do me no justice. So at the end of the day, I'm always competing and working like it's a competition if somebody's trying to take my spot.
You've been around a while and played.
Rock, paper, scissors, huh?
Looks like you got a rep today against Saquon down the field covering him, and you were trotting back, talking back and forth. What, can you share with us what you guys were saying? It wasn't trash talk? Or...
No, not trash talk. It was just about the route concept and what was going on. So I was talking to him about why I was carrying him, and like I had a safety help, so I'm looking at it and I'm watching the whole play, and I was going to drop him, but I didn't really know where my safety was. I just heard him talking to me. But before I dropped, I wanted to make sure the quarterback got the ball in his hand. Obviously, it's Saquon Barkley. So let's say I did drop him. And then by the time I looked, I'm like, man, that could be a whole shot for Jalen Hurts to put it in there. And, you know what Saquon could do. So it was just one of those things where I'm talking like, man, I couldn't just let you go down the pipe like that. So I had to carry you, even though, that was what it was.
You've been around and played in different schemes.
I'm going to get you next.
How different is this system and the adjustment to it?
it's different because different terminology. I would say that the terminology that's used. But the thing helpful with that is, playing ball for so long. I played offense in college. I played a little bit in Tennessee. So being able to retain certain verbiage, just certain knowledge, and then what's important to you, you make sure you get it done. So whatever the work is that they had me do, it's a lot different. The running, the drills, and everything. Just out there competing and trying to have fun. Because I see these guys, and I always tell them all the time. They think I'm joking. I'm like, man, I see why you guys win and see how hard you work. So at the end of the day, whatever y'all doing, I'm gonna do. Wrong, right, or indifferent, because that's what y'all do and y'all getting the job done. So I think that's the different aspect of it. Usually knowing what you're getting yourself into. This time, not knowing what it is, but it's been pleasurable because I had my mind focused on just fitting in with the team.
So far, you're blessed without.
He done robbed you. No, you good.
So far, what has stood out to you about Vic Fangio, and is there anything he's taught you that's different than you learned in your past experience?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear what name you said.
Vic Fangio.
Oh, Vic is he's one of those coaches that he just respects hard work. You know what I mean? He might not say much to you, but every now and then it kind of reminds me how my pops is. My pops, I don't want to say he never wants to give anybody credit, but it's that aspect where it's like, all right, you're doing what you're supposed to do, in a sense. And then when you do something, you might not think it was something that, it was significant. He might give you a compliment on that. And it's like, oh, okay, so he noticed you. So it's just always about working hard. So I think that's the difference between Vic. A lot of other coaches are, I would say, very vocal, as he is, but it's different. Like, you understand, like, if he's saying something to you, it's either to correct it or he's not going to give you a compliment just to give you one. Like, you really got to keep working, stacking days to earn that. So I appreciate that type of coaching style because he got the right coaches around him. So if he says something, you can talk to him, but then it has the position coaches to be able to articulate it a little bit better for you so you can understand. So, they all go hand in hand, but, being around Vic it's been cool.
You mentioned playing in a new system and with new terminology. How long is the process for a veteran like you to feel comfortable enough that there isn't any more sort of quote-unquote learning?
I'm gonna be honest, since I play corner, it's a lot easier because you usually just listen to the safeties. I say it all the time, but at the same time, with me just getting the repetition and hearing the verbiage, so I'm always repeating it. I go home, I got it highlighted, look at my notes or whatever it may be, or even when we're walking around, I might just randomly ask them, like, this mean we got this and that or this and that, and they might confirm me like that's true, or they might say, oh, well, we got to do this instead. So I'm just always talking. So when I'm out on the field, it's not like I'm waiting on the safety. I hear, like, I know, like, this is the call. I got to do this. But then I'm waiting on the safety for the confirmation so that, when he tells me he's telling linebackers, I can't tell him what to do because then the linebacker might look at me crazy. So just wait for him to say his piece and then listen. But I think being able to talk around with the guys, I meet with coaches a lot. To be able to understand and help me so that when it gets time, when it's out in that heat, it's no AC, it's different. So when I'm out in the heat, it's no second guessing, it's just nature.
It's early in the process, but how has it been? Have you gotten to feel how it's like to practice?
You know what y'all should do? Like, next time when y'all do the interview, everybody put on boxing gloves and then y'all I'll mess with
Welcome
you.
to Philadelphia.
Go ahead, no, I'm with you. Go ahead.
AJ,
Uh-huh.
have you gotten to feel what it's like to sort of rep against him?
I don't want to say yeah, and I don't want to say no. Most of my fondest memories of AJ would be when we were in Tennessee, to be able to see him play. Obviously, he's transcended in an upright direction and has become a phenomenal and great player in this league. He does a lot of the small things well. We always talk about master the things that don't require a lot of work. And that's with the details, your technique, your fundamentals, and I think he does a great job at that. So just being able to, we talk here and there, we're on the sideline or whatever it may be. I might ask a question to other receivers and when they're all there helping. I was talking to Nias today about something he was doing in the route, and I asked him, like, yeah, why was you doing this? Because I'm trying to work on this. So being able just to talk back and forth, because those guys are great at what they do, and obviously they pick brains from each other, from AJ to Devonta to whoever it may be. So I'm picking everybody's brain, asking them questions. So I think it's been, great. On the other hand, from just competing, you actually get to learn from them, obviously. So I think that aspect of learning from the guys who tear it up for maybe 1,500 at any given moment is good to have.
How's it different than that 23-year-old you saw 5 years ago?
As in AJ?
Yeah.
How was he 5 years ago? His hair is longer. Still country, still the same guy that I know from Mississippi, man. I think, we talk about changing to, different animal, but the same beast. And I feel like that's just what he's been doing, you know, just transcending himself to be who he is, but also keep working to get better, like I said, and working on the little things, the technique, the fundamental, and the details.
What stands out most about Kelee?
What's it like thinking of Kelee?
That's crazy because I did hear, hold on a second. What stands most out about Kelee is that he is a freak of nature. Just his tangibles, you know, being that tall, being able to have speed, his movement. I just really learned that he's from the West Coast this whole time. I thought he was actually a Georgia boy. So that's one of the coolest things, and he's my locker mate. So to be able to talk to him, he's a funny dude. Good people. And that's one thing I'm gonna say about everybody here. Like coming in, I didn't know how I would be, you know, accepted or how they would, you know, gravitate towards me or how I would gravitate towards them. But to them, for me coming in, open arms, and them the same way, welcoming me and making me feel at home, that's for everybody. I'm appreciative of that.
Two more.
Say it again.
How's Andrew McCullough communications?
He's good. He came from Steve Sarkisian. You know, that was my head coach back in the day. So I know he's on about communication, the offensive guy. You know, it's a lot of things that they probably do over there that we did at SC, from motioning, this, that, and the third, and having different calls from check to this, check to that. And him being a safety, you have to communicate high. And he's been communicating, and we communicate a lot. And so it's funny because sometimes we go out there and I'm so used to playing a certain way and him talking, like, not the whole time, but him trying to talk to me, and I'm just like, giving him a hand signal, this and that, but him not hearing it's probably different for him, but, you know, we get on the same page. So I do appreciate how he communicates, you know, a lot to make sure he's on the same page.
Last question.
You're very expressive on the field. What keeps it fun for you in your night?
I just think about, you know, times where I was when I wish I was here, you know. So when I was a kid, I wanted to, you know, be in the league, whatever it may be. And now that I'm here, regardless of what may be going on in my life that's, you know, negative, that I might not feel my best, then I just remember about times when I wish I was here, or I wish I had all the things that I have now, and the Lord has been so good to me. So I always try to keep it on the bright side because things could be a lot worse. I done battled and deal with injuries. I done been on winning teams. I done been on losing teams. So just being in that moment, you know, I can't think of the past, can't think of the future. So just staying in this moment, staying present, and, you know, taking advantage of every opportunity has been a way for me to, you know, stay in this moment and be positive.
All right. Thanks, Adoree.
Appreciate y'all.
Good afternoon, y'all.
How do you see this opportunity, you know, at cornerback now with Slay John?
As you said, it's a big opportunity, of course, and from safety positions as well. There's competition everywhere, and honestly, I feel like it just brings out the best of all of us, and just as a team, and always feeling to get better and just continue to grow as a whole. So I definitely say it's a big opportunity for everybody and myself as well.
You just said you were like a freak of nature, given your size and your speed and stuff. How do you feel about that? Do you feel like you're built to play on the outside?
Yes, sir. I've been playing outside since as long as I can remember. But man, just being wide open to a lot of different variables of the game overall. Of course, guys, I'm talking about my talent and things like that, man. But talent only takes you so far, and just coming into the league and just seeing, of course, the talent can definitely help you be able to get places where you want to go. You know, but taking that next step of focusing on your technique, little things of stretching, just continue to take. Learning the playbook, all different things that could definitely help you get an edge overall, besides from your talent. So that's the main thing I've been focused on right now.
Yeah, obviously didn't get a chance
You
to.
had Slay here, Bradbury here, Avante here. Is it weird looking around and thinking you're the longest tenured corner in that room?
Early on, it definitely kind of felt like that, man. But those guys definitely paved the way for me. Man, just over the past 2 years, I learned so much from them overall, whether it's from Avante on the inside, man. Just honestly having the mindset, just continue to get better. Man, I just feel like the league is full of opportunities, you know, man, just making the most of those and just having guys like that around you consistently for those past 2 years and really just seeing what it looks like to continue to grow and just find those little things in your game, you know, and just taking advantage of those opportunities when they do come.
And when you first came here to now, what do you think you improved most for this moment?
I would definitely say the game's slowing down a lot more, for sure. Just technique-wise, focusing on the little things, of course, as man over here was talking about my talent, everything like that, man. But just understand the playbook, understand what offenses are trying to do to you, you know, in the scheme and everything like that. And when everything slows down for you, you're able to play a lot faster, you know. And I'm kind of tapping into that, and it feels really good.
Do you think you got better last year, even though you didn't get to play very much?
Yes, sir. Definitely. As we are saying before, talking about guys like Slay, Avante, you know, just being able to see what it looks like, you know, to play at a high level consistently, and I'm being able to implement that into my game has definitely helped me a lot. You know, and also taking this step this year as well.
What have you tried to learn from Adoree since he's been here?
Man, I would definitely say, man, he's going on his 10th year now. I think it is. Yeah, man, just seeing schemes, things like that, man, just diving into the playbook, learning other positions that aren't even mine, so that I know where my help is, things like that. Man, just little things like that could definitely help you play faster and just be able to play more calm out there, when you're really relaxed, you understand your job, your position, you understand what the guy next to you is doing as well. You can definitely play faster for sure.
What made you change your number?
I wore 7 in youth football as well. Going into college, a linebacker, Quay Walker, he's now with the Packers. He had number 7 early on, so I wasn't able to get it then. But man, when I seen the opportunity, for sure, I wanted to make the most of the opportunity.
Is this something you're eyeing for the past few years?
Yes, sir. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't. Yeah.
What do you think you need to do when the starting job?
And just continue to keep my feet where they are, man. Just taking it day by day. Continue to grow. Man. Just trimming up the little things. Honestly, I feel like everybody as a whole, if we all continue to do that, man, I feel like all of us will be in a good position.
What
Well,
improvements
Nick
have you
has-
seen in
Nick said-
Quinyon and Cooper?
Sorry.
What improvements have you seen in Quinyon and Cooper?
Oh man, Coop, he's much beyond his years. Mentally, very mature dude for sure, man. Just I'm able to learn a lot from him as well. You know how versatile he is from playing outside, inside, and also get some safety reps as well, man. Just he's super smart. I try to pick up things like that. Also, another guy like that is Reed. So and as was Quinyon. Early on, actually, in college, one of the things he told me was that he played specifically catch technique at 5 yards, and that's one of the hardest ways to be able to play man in general, So, man, just picking up little things of seeing the game in a different way and a different perspective can definitely help you elevate your game, It's like, dang, I didn't really see it like that, So, yeah.
Were you and Slay
Nick had
able to
said
connect?
that, you basically just need reps to reach your potential. Have Christian and Roy, have they given you anything specific that you need to work on?
Man, the list goes on. I feel like I always have the mindset of always just trying to find another way to get better overall, man. I wouldn't say anything specific. I would just say everything as a whole, man. Just continue to get 1% better at every single thing, whether it's technique, understanding the scheme, understanding the offensive scheme. I feel like one of the main things that Nick Sirianni said is that understanding what the offense is trying to do to you and vice versa can definitely help you play at a much higher and faster level. So that's one of the main things I've been focused on right now.
Were you and Slay able to connect when he signed elsewhere? Do you have any kind of parting message for you?
Yes, sir. We have a great connection, of course, beyond football, man. And having a veteran like that, it definitely helps you really understand somebody, even beyond football, because it's much bigger than that. So, yeah.
If you do happen to win the starting job at cornerback, how do you think that'll affect you in terms of playing, meaning the main gunner?
Oh man, whatever opportunity I get on to help the team that's what my role is going to be. So whether that's playing corner, playing gunner, playing more special teams as well, man. Just going out there and just be able to play for Philly. That's what we need.
You think you can still do both? You think you still do both if you do start?
Man, I feel like the sky's the limit for me, man. I feel like whatever I put my mind to, is something I can be able to do. So.
Along those lines on special teams, I think you're like a fourth or fifth alternate for the Pro Bowl, do I have that right? What does it say that to the coaching staff that you took, that role seriously and excelled there, and the confidence there, we play well in the defense?
Yes, sir. And it just goes to show how hard I'm willing to work, no matter what it is. Every time I step my feet out there on the field, I will just continue to grow, be able to help my team the best way it is, no matter what the role is, no matter how impactful it is. Overall, I just want to be able to put my best foot forward, and help the team win, no matter what it is that I do out there. So.
How do you view coming off the field at pace?
Say it again, I'm sorry.
How do you view coming off the field at pace?
Man, I would just say it's an opportunity just to be able to see other guys like Coop as well. What you're speaking on specifically, and just going back to how smart he is, just be able to learn the position of corner and also safety and also nickel. So just feeding to want to gain more knowledge of that as well. So man, just look at another opportunity to be able to get better, and just find other ways to see myself and elevate my game overall.
In the draft this year, a lot of the guys taken were from your high school class, and some of the players are older than you. Is there a part of you that ever thought what would your career been like had you stayed in college as opposed to having these past 2 years going in the pros?
I'm sorry, say that again?
Sorry, is there a part of you that ever thought how your career would have gone had you stayed in college as opposed to have these 2 years to learn in the pros?
Yes, sir. Oh man, I feel like that definitely would have changed a lot for sure. coming into the league much older, I feel like you have a good amount of experience to the game, but I definitely would say it's almost night and day of the league versus college. For sure, a lot of different rule changes. The speed of the game's a lot faster. I feel like with me coming into the league so young, and just being able to be under guys like Slay, James, Avante, it definitely helped me a lot to where I would be now had I stayed a couple years. I would be coming out now or just the previous year, man. But I just feel like I kind of got like a head start, and just being able to understand the game, be able to slow it down for me, as I was saying before, man, just continue to grow, and just I have so many years ahead of me, so yeah.
Time for two more.
Where specifically in your technique do you feel like you've improved the most that's going to help you keep your game, high, get better?
Yes, sir. Specifically my feet, being able to channel my weight, transition myself, of course. I'm one of the bigger guys on the outside, just to be able to control my speed at the same time with my weight, and be able to come out transitions, trust in that as well, man, just leverages, things like that, for sure.
You mentioned learning other positions to kind of understand your help. Was that something you did on your own?
My own and also with Coach Parker. Man, yes, most definitely. After being able to see more of it and see what it looks like, for sure, you can. You never really understand how much something can help you until you really tap into it. Because somebody can always tell you, and then until you really step your foot in there, you really understand why. So, man, I've always been a person to understand why am I doing this? How can this help me? How can this elevate my game? So just if you can always just get smarter and really understand the game overall could definitely help me enhance myself.
Thanks, Kelee.
Thanks, Greg.
Yes, sir. Thank you, guys.
Trot, what's it like getting these reps? Unfortunately, Nakobe's injured, Jihad's injured right now, but are you taking advantage? How nice is it to get those reps with the person?
Yeah, definitely considering the circumstances, you don't want to see your guys injured and whatnot, but with that happening, my reps have gone up. I'm just, blessed to be able to still have that opportunity to be able to continue to gain the trust of my coaches and go out there and just try to continue to get better and continue to improve on my game.
Where do you think you grew the most from your rookie season to now?
Say that one more time.
Where do you think you grew the most from your rookie season till now?
I think getting in a routine. I think being routine as far as game week, and then going into practice and just my daily routine as far as in the weight room, pre-practice stuff, getting here early in the morning. I think just being consistent with that really helps me be consistent when I'm out there on the field. I really believe that it all translates if you're consistent in all areas of your life, and it's going to translate to your play on the field.
How do you view that? How do you view that linebacker room? You draft Jihad #1. You get Mondin coming in. You're here. What do you view that room?
Yeah, we got a lot of great talented guys, linebackers in that room, and when you have a lot of guys, a lot of depth at a position, it only makes everybody better. Everybody's in that room is competing. Everybody in that room is still we're helping each other. Sharing our tips and knowledges back and forth. Trying to bring each other along. And when you do that and you try to compete with the guy right next to you, that only helps you improve your game. So I'm really happy to be a part of that, a situation like that. It's not like that everywhere where you can compete against your guys and have that camaraderie that we have.
Last year during the playoffs, Vic said that you were poised to split reps with Oren heading into the Rams game after Kobe got hurt, but Oren just happened to go in first, played well, and just falling off the line. I'm just curious to hear about that experience from your perspective.
For me, it was more just being ready when my name's called. Oren went out there and he balled out, and he continued to help the team go on to win the Super Bowl. And I was just making sure I was prepared and ready if they needed my number to be out there and try to just go out there and make plays to help the team. That wasn't my role at the time, and I had no complaints for that. But for me, it was really just making sure I was ready as far as game plan wise and my responsibility if my name was called.
What has stood out about Jihad so far in the meeting room?
In the meeting room, I'd probably say he's picking up the defense. He's really learning a lot. Getting his mental reps. When we're out there at practice, he's out there on the side, getting the call from the coach, and then looking at his position, trying to get those mental reps. So he's definitely trying to get the most out of what he can do right now.
What's it been like getting back with Drew?
Say it one more time.
What's it like getting back together with Drew?
Oh yeah. It's real cool when you see a familiar face, another familiar face. Drew Makuba. We were roommates, my freshman year in college. So, we kind of, I guess, started off our careers kind of with each other. I know he's about his business. He's a baller, and I'm excited to see how he develops. As a roommate, I'd probably say he's not one of those roommates you got to worry about. He's messy or anything, which is my type of roommate. I love that about him.
Speaking of that,
on the mic up in the Super Bowl,
Yeah.
the sideline was pretty pumped up when you did the axe chop. What was behind that in that moment? Was it the emotion of the moment? Was it something you were saving for that time?
Yeah, I feel like, I was kind of like saving it for the right moment when I felt like it would be right. And also like the guys, they knew like that was something I was doing in college, and they knew my dad did it when he was playing for the Eagles. And like the whole season, whenever even like in the Giants game, I'd make some plays. They're like, man, why did you throw it? But I was like, yeah, I don't know. I just got to have the feeling for it. And then, I came on special teams, made that tackle, and I just felt like it was right, with it being the Super Bowl and everything. So I threw it, and that got everybody hyped. So everybody was kind of just waiting for it the whole season, I guess.
Speaking of familiar faces, during the pre-draft process, I had asked Kyle McCord like what he's most looking forward to being in the NFL, and he said, "I want a jersey swap with Jeremiah and Marvin Harrison, my high school teammates." Now he's your teammate here. Just how cool has that been to see him go through his college career and end up here in Philadelphia?
No, it was real cool because, we basically, another one of my guys that just came up together. High school, we watched each other just grow and develop through high school, and in college we followed each other's careers. And then now being teammates, it's real cool to have another familiar face, another one of my guys that I can just, see every day, say what's up, and just, chop it up with. But I'm really happy for him. I'm happy he has this opportunity.
What's your scouting report on Kyle?
Say it again?
What's your scouting report on him?
I know he's a baller. He's gonna laser that ball in there. He's a pocket passer, but he will show off his legs at times. I've seen. We like to joke around with him saying that he's only a pocket passer, but he can get a little bit mobile when he needs to too.
Trot, when you think back to last June to where you are,
Yeah.
June, in what ways do you feel more comfortable?
I'd probably say this in the whole system in general. Last year it's kind of like going into a new system, and I feel like kind of the whole defense was learning a new system with Vic coming in, and having a whole year under my belt and continue to watch the guys, watch Zach Bond, N'Kobe, watching Oren, seeing how they played the game and played different techniques in our defense. I feel like that really helped me learn and to continue to develop in the scheme.
What perspective do you have on what Jihad's going to go through being a rookie in his hometown?
Oh yeah, I think he's gonna love it. I feel like Howie Roseman and just the whole Eagles organization like to bring in guys that are hometown kids that always kind of watch the Eagles and were fans of Eagles. And when you're in your hometown, you're a lot more comfortable too. I feel like because you already know the area, you kind of know where to go, different places, and when you're familiar in an environment, it helps you like really succeed and be comfortable.
What did your father tell you about your second season? Where you should be? It was obviously the season that changed his life. He became a starter and became such an impact player. What did he tell you about going into your second season?
Man, just keep doing what you were doing your rookie year, which is working every day, trying to make the most of any opportunity you get, and just grind and try to improve, continue to improve. And that's really all you can do. And I'm just gonna try to put my best foot forward.
On that note, being that this is your hometown, you're 4 months removed from winning the Super Bowl. Now that you've had some time, how much reflection about winning the Super Bowl in your hometown have you done? How much does that drive you to want to get another one?
Yeah, I feel like at the time, when it happened, months on, it definitely, was kind of like surreal and like a dream come true. But I feel like now, for me, it's really settled down. I kind of, focus back on the next season with OTAs and trying to prepare and make sure, I'm focused on, what's to come and being in the moment right now. So that's kind of the mentality I have. And, I feel like the goal for the whole Eagles organization and every single team is, on to the next season. And being in the moment right now, yeah, we were 2024 champs, but now it's a new season. So
How long did you give yourself to celebrate it?
I probably say a good month and all the way up through the parade and everything. Really celebrating, just appreciating and thanking God for that moment.
You have a Super Bowl ring, your dad doesn't. What's that dynamic like between you and him?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people think that he might be a little bit like, ah, man, he got one. But my dad, he said he would trade if he had one, he would trade, you know, his for me to be able to experience that and have a ring of my own. But he's you know just super happy, super proud, and he said he's still gonna say he's got a Super Bowl ring because technically his name will be on it if our names are on it. So
Good. All right. Thanks,
thank you guys.